All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. Coming to you at an unusual hour, but this is going to be a very unusual, month, as you will all find out. I'm not going to give away too many surprises. Audio's working, since I had promised with that. We're going straight to screen share. Not much to announce. Kind of curious how many live viewers I will get because right now, Europe is pretty much, Australia should be on. But other than that, it's a little late in Europe and it's a little way too early in most of Asia. So this is a somewhat odd hour, but California should be fully awake. Let's go to the screen share. Just a heads up, I will be raising these prices sometime this month. I have no idea when. It's not going to be tomorrow, but probably later in a month when I launch my subscription service. One other shout out, and I forgot. Shout out, of course, to Double Up Barbie for the Buy the Dip brand. I just got this in the mail. It was awesome. I am cheating on my Satoshi birthday cup from Satoshi Corner with a Buy the Dip cup. So that's awesome. Shout out for anyone interested. There is a link in the affiliate section to the Buy the Dip brand. Ignore that part. I'm not profiting from this. And right there, and the mugs are around there somewhere. But yep, that is the Buy the Dip brand. I'm hoping that the mugs are around there somewhere, but I have one. But yes, very cool. Okay, now we can go ahead and go to the charts. Oh, wait, I forgot to do screen share. Hold on. All right, there it is. Affiliate page. Click the Buy the Dip brand. They should have Buy the Dip page. There it is. There I am. God, I should have shaved my head so much earlier. And I got a mug. All right, the month is over. Well, the month is going to be over, and the price will be approximately where it is now. Is going to be about $1,000 lower, which is pretty much where it is now. This candle will not change. The big question is, have we canceled out the big concern of an MRI top on the monthly chart? And like I've been saying, I believe this MRI top is more similar to this MRI top or even this one. I don't believe that this is the big bubble. I believe prices are going higher this year. Now, can we consolidate for a few months? The answer is yes, we could. If you look back to May of 2016, you can see how we are pulling back. We did pull back for about 2 months, and the top came in on the candle following the MRI top. Then we hit another MRI top, and we had an entire month of consolidation the month after. Now, the current candle is clearly a lot closer to being this candle from June 2016 than it is to being this candle from March 2017. I do not believe that we are in this environment because we did not go up nearly as much. If you look at this last rise in this last MRI move, it went up 1,200%. If you look at the current move of the MRI, basically from consolidation, we did not go up 1,200%. We only went up 300%. So 300% is a lot closer to one of these secondary moves. See, that was 100%, but this first one was probably, well, I don't want to cherry pick the low here. Yeah, so they were both about 100%. We're somewhere in between. I believe this current move will take on one more MRI top. I don't know if we will reset, but we'll probably hit, a second one. It would be weird to break this trend line. We have never broken this trend line before. And this trend line is actually pretty damn steep. Next month, this trend line is at about 56,000. The month after, it goes all the way to 65,000. Going into next year, December 2021, this trend line is at 137,000. Okay, 137,000. It's a very steep trend line. We have never broken these trend lines because they're very, very steep. If we do break this trend line, that would be very, very interesting. Now, keep in mind, we are currently doing very well. If you asked me a few years ago or even a year ago, did I think we would be this high? My answer would be no. But the current political environment has greatly changed my mind and made me incredibly more bullish Bitcoin than I was a year or two ago, even though I have always been bullish Bitcoin. The weekly chart is also coming to an end. We have 7 minutes to go, and we will get a new candle. So I will still be with you in 7 minutes, even though I don't plan to make this video very, very long. This is not a good-looking candle. I like the fact that it will close as a bullish candle, being green. However, the big shadow at the top is not making me all that comfortable going into the weekend. Getting out of the weekend and into next week. I would be a lot more comfortable with the bullish case if we had closed at approximately $36,000 a coin, not down in the $33,000 area. So right now, there's definitely some caution. I believe that while we clearly missed my target that I was anticipating, a blow off top, I am still going to be reluctantly bullish here, and I am not yet ready to throw in the towel on the descending triangles that are taking place in the daily and hourly chart. This chart has now gotten a little cluttered. It's pretty obvious that this did not work out the way I intended. I am actually going to delete all of this because the chart is getting very convoluted. I am doing this on purpose while I am live streaming, so no one can say that Tone, deleted this stuff and he didn't tell us, and then there will be screenshots. So I am deleting all of this while on video because we are going to take a look at it with fresh eyes. This triangle no longer makes sense. While it did break down, it did not exactly reach its target, and we held the moving average. I am going to delete a lot of this stuff, and we are going to reevaluate with fresh eyes. In fact, let's turn off the MRI. Let's even turn off the moving averages so that we are really looking at it with fresh eyes. We never hit this blue line. I'm going to delete it as well. We no longer need that. Same thing with this arrow. Now, what can we do? We are going to redraw this triangle. I'm following Tyler Jenks's advice. When in doubt, go with the most conservative case possible. This is the most conservative case. I am drawing my triangle within the Tone Vays rules. We are not allowed to break any of the bodies. And this is once again a very, very nasty triangle that we have to pay attention to. We cannot ignore this triangle. It's a very nasty triangle. because this is an $11,000 upswing, hence an $11,000 downswing. Can that happen? Probably not, but is it possible? The answer is yes. Yes, of course it's possible. Now, if we do fall, we beautifully reset. We beautifully reset into the prior all-time high of 2017, which would be a perfect reset of this breakout triangle. Now, I went almost all in, but close to all in off this triangle. I will absolutely get out if we are going into, this is the daily chart, we're going into mid-February and the price is hovering around 30,000. That would make me pretty concerned. I do not want to see this triangle resolve itself to the downside, but this is the most conservative look I can make in Bitcoin right now to pay attention to. Now, I am now a cyclical bull. So I will be, just like I was biased to the bear side for 2 years, I will be biased to the bull side this entire year. There is nothing that can happen this year that will make me long-term bearish on Bitcoin. I am now a cyclical bull. I became a cyclical bull earlier in 2020 when we bounced strong off of the $4,000 area. So right now, everyone is tweeting at me, making fun of me of what an idiot I am being bullish Bitcoin. I don't care. I don't really care what other people think. I have a bias now being a Bitcoin bull. A lot of it does have to do with the current political environment. You don't have to agree with my political views. And it doesn't matter to me. If you want to live in a communist dictatorship, then go. You are free to go and live in a communist dictatorship. I am busy making exit plans, so I don't have to live in a communist dictatorship. And it doesn't matter to me if you like it or not, what my plans are. You will know more about those plans based on where I will be in the coming months, because I won't be in the US. I'll be mostly in the US, unfortunately, due to COVID, but we'll see. So, in any case, let's move on. Now we can bring back the moving averages, and we can see that we are supporting the 50-day moving average, which is very, very bullish. As Tyler Jenks would say, the price is above the moving averages. They are rising, so there's no reason to be scared and not to be 100% invested in your asset. Not to be and by that I mean in the asset, not in your portfolio. There's no reason to be 100% Bitcoin in your portfolio, but of your Bitcoin allocation in your portfolio, there's no reason to be scared of Bitcoin as long as it's above all the moving averages and they're rising. This is the whole concept behind the Consensio. Nope, that's consulting. That is the whole concept behind the Consensio webinars. Oh, I made this free, by the way. Do not buy this. Constructing the Perfect Portfolio, that is free on the Hyperwave YouTube channel. But the Consensio, that's what the Consensio will tell you. Let me take a look at the moving averages on a weekly chart. On a weekly chart, it is also fully bullish, but we are pretty overextended. Boom, there's your new week. There's the new week. The first tick is down, but we'll see what the next tick says. Okay, and finally, we're going to bring back the MRI. And let's see what the MRI says. The MRI is currently telling you not to be in any trades. This is right now, we have a new day. This day is flipping the counts, and therefore we should be cautious. And right now, the MRI is saying to be neutral. There's no reason to rush. I will, on this daily chart, I'm going to go ahead and put in a new line like that, and I'm going to lower it to the closes of these candles. And if we go above this line, I would be very bullish once again. But right now, I am leaning bullish, but somewhat neutral, but I am keeping my full bullish allocation in Bitcoin. People are asking me for the Heikin-Ashi charts. We can look at it on a monthly scale, and the Heikin-Ashi looks very good on the monthly scale. We can glance at it on a weekly scale now that, and on a weekly scale, we hit a second consecutive MRI warning, but this candle here could be an MRI top or not. The jury is still out. We still got a full week to go. Okay. I need to take a look at silver. It seems that people are pumping silver. Look, I am of the minority opinion. I am in a, not even a minority. I'm in a 0.001 opinion on the GameStop situation versus my fellow libertarians and anarchists, anarcho-capitalists. I am of the contrarian opinion to the libertarians on the GameStop situation, and I'm okay with that. I come up with my own conclusions. I don't use anyone else's opinions for my conclusions. There are very few number of people to whom I will potentially alter my view because I think they are a lot smarter than me. These people, in short order, were Tyler Jenks, who unfortunately is no longer with us, Willy Woo, Ugly Old Goat, and a few others. I haven't really spoken privately to guys like John Najarian and some of the other finance gurus that I know, but I have my own view on the GameStop situation and Wall Street bets. I have my own view on the type of people that trade on Robinhood, so you don't have to agree with those opinions. Let's go and take a look at silver. Since silver is the new GameStop, let's take a look at silver. None of this is relevant. Gold. Gold isn't going anywhere, but let's look at silver. S&P didn't open all that bad in the futures market, so we have to wait for the morning. And GameStop, we'll see where it opens pre-market. B-Trash, I'm still waiting for it to go sub 1%. Let's go to the gold chart. And I'm going to open two charts. I'm going to open... What happened? I may have to refresh this. I'm not interested in gold unless it breaks 1925 or even 1950. Okay, I'm going to open two silver charts. I'm going to open the gold-silver ratio. And I'm going to open the silver weekly chart. The silver daily chart I have not looked at since 2019. Jesus, January 2019. Thank you, TradingView blockchain, which remains more immutable than the Ethereum blockchain. Same thing with the monthly. Let's open them up. I want to see what those charts look like. I'm going to open them all up. I'm going to close some. Here's the ratio chart. The ratio is going down significantly. I can't wait to turn in my silver. I may do it very soon. This is absolutely lovely. I am still expecting, whoa. I am a silver bear long term. I believe silver is a totally useless investment. And if Wall Street Bets wants to pump silver, great. I will be more than happy to get the hell out and add more physical silver into the marketplace so you guys can buy a useless metal. I'm more than happy to provide physical silver. I guess it's a good thing I got lazy last year and didn't sell my silver. So this is beautiful. I might even just convert it to gold. Like man, I don't know. I gotta find some time and go. This time I absolutely will sell my silver. I'll like bring it all. Like I think I have at least 500 ounces, maybe 1,000 ounces. I don't know. I got silver. I made the mistake of buying into the gloom and doom probably about 7-8 years ago before I found Bitcoin, and I bought a shit ton of silver, and I'm more than happy to sell it. What's the price? Oh, it's only 28. It's not even that high. I'm not sure what I'm being worked up about. Yeah, but gold was very expensive back in August. But Bitcoin is now way more expensive. So I should have sold it here for Bitcoin. But because Bitcoin was cheap back in August. Back in August, oh, it's 2019. Yeah, back in August, Bitcoin was only 10 grand. Now Bitcoin's 30 grand. So Bitcoin went up 3x. So definitely missed out. But the gold silver ratio looks good. So I'll wait. Maybe they'll pump silver to like 40, 50. That'd be great. I'd love to sell all my silver at 50. Oh, these are my old charts. No, I don't feel like editing this chart. Where's the price? Yeah, I don't feel like editing the chart. We're just going to stick to the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart. Oh, it says weekly, but it's a daily chart. Let's make it a weekly chart. It looks great. I'm going to delete these things. I don't remember what they were for and why I put them there. Old markings from old videos. Let's get rid of these. Don't care. I mean, I was pretty bearish silver. I'm generally bearish silver. Silver is not money. But as you can see, the MRI still has ways to go. We just completed extensions A and B from the last MRI top that took place right here. You know what? I'm going to replace the MRI. There you go. Better colors. Updated code. And this is a beautiful breakout. What are these lines? Oh, these are Fibonacci lines. So silver is not even close to its all-time high. So silver is still way behind. I mean, all my silver is in profit. I mean, I was buying my silver here. I bought most of my silver, like probably in this descending triangle because I'm an idiot. Because this is where, like in 2012, 2013, with the Ron Paul campaign and the election of Obama, the second time around, this is when I started becoming like a gold bug, buying a bunch of gold. And all my silver is now profitable. Took forever. So I think they could pump it to 50, maybe. I doubt it, but it'll be hard. But I like this breakout. You guys know my trading style. The breakout above the prior swing high is bullish. So let's see where silver opens. It's already trading today. It's having a good day, but I thought it was like 40 already. This is not that interesting. All right, few questions, then I'm going to get going. A GameStop situation, it is kind of overblown, but then again, like when Goldman Sachs comes out and says that GameStop can destroy the entire financial system, you can't help but laugh at the headline. Goldman, Wall Street bets destroy a financial system. It's just laughable. I saw the headline. It came through my newsfeed. Like, it's just like laughable. Anyway, I don't have the headline, but it was like the dumbest headline ever. Tone, that isn't a triangle. Droid from the Wix. It's a bull flag. I don't do flags. I have my own criteria for triangles, guys. Robinhood and eToro took many new retails from trading crypto. How much this impacts this bull market? It doesn't. It doesn't. Tone, can you take a look at Consensio on the weekly 2-7-30? Look, I never agreed with Tyler Jenks on using the 2-week moving average. It never, ever made sense to me. I couldn't understand why he was doing that. It never made sense. All right, why can't I? Oh, I got to refresh the chart. Oh, we should look at the funding rates. The funding rates should be, ooh, the 1 hour is not looking very good. I don't like it. The 4 hour is not looking good either. I'm not happy about this at all, guys. That's not a good way to start the day, even though it's like 15 minutes into 24 hours, but I don't like it. So if I look at the 2, 7, and 30, well, I can't even do 2. Not with this formula. I can maybe do 3. I can do 4. So look, if the 4 is already turning, that means that the 2 has already turned and they've already crossed, because the 2 is going to react even faster. So to me, this is still consolidation. To me, it's still consolidation. I want to put this back to how I use them. 20, 50, 200. Though if I was actively trading, I would not use these. If I was actively trading, I would use 7 and then 20 or 30 and then the 50. The 200 is more of a very long-term view. If I was actively trading, I would not use the 20 as my shortest moving average. I would use maybe the 7. So let me see that. Like if I was actively trading, I would use 7. Yeah. And that's a concern. A little bit. It's a little bit of a concern. We really need this week to be positive. Like if this week is a bearish week, I am going to be way more short to medium term bearish and potentially looking for a pullback to 20K. Well, silver is up is because there are rumors that Wall Street Bets now has their eye on silver because there's a shortage of physical silver and none of the silver sellers can deliver the silver. So Wall Street Bets is now going to look to do what the Hunt brothers could not achieve, which is a really good, mass attack on silver. if you want to know the history of silver, Google the Hunt brothers. Google Hunt brothers. Where's my silver? So if we take silver to a monthly chart and we take it back far enough, you can see that there was silver hit $50 in 1979. And a lot of this had to do with the Hunt brothers. It was just like, very wealthy dudes that wanted to corner the silver market and just buy up all the silver. And Google what happened with that. Now, they couldn't achieve it because the government came in and basically ended their attempt to buy up all the silver. But Wall Street Bets could achieve this, what the others couldn't. Now, here is the thing. Here is where I'm about to turn off screen share and be controversial again a little bit. I don't want to compare current environment to something a year ago on a 4-hour scale. That's not. Look, here is where I get a little controversial and people don't like it. So I do not have a problem if Wall Street Bets want to long silver or short silver. I have a lot less problem with that than what happened with GameStop. Because this, it's hard to explain. The way my brain works, I guess it's hard to explain some shit. Look, everyone is happy with what Wall Street Bets and that movement is doing. It's destroying a hedge fund, and a lot of people don't like hedge funds. They think that they're preventing, that they're rule the market, whatever. I don't think they're that bad. I don't have a problem with hedge funds. People also think that Wall Street naked shorts all the time, which isn't true. They found the one stock that was short more than 50%, which I didn't even know was possible, but apparently it's possible somehow. And they're basically destroying it. But here's my view on it. Right now, everyone is happy with what Wall Street Bets is doing because they're pumping the stock up while destroying a hedge fund. So everyone is happy. The stock is going up, you can make money and you get to destroy a hedge fund. Hedge funds are evil. Wall Street is evil. In reality, Wall Street is not evil. Hedge funds aren't evil. It's capitalism. They're not evil. But here's where I have a slight problem because I try to be as neutral and as least hypocrite possible. The way I see this coordinated attack, I'm seeing a coordinated attack on a company that will probably destroy the company. It's a coordinated attack on a company using another company that was basically useless as a proxy in that fight. Now, everyone is happy because you're pumping a shitcoin stock while destroying a hedge fund. But that's today. Today, that's the case. Tomorrow, they are coordinating the opposite situation where they are destroying a company and jobs. Okay? I don't like Walmart. I think Walmart's terrible. But Walmart is one of the biggest job creators we have. Look, I like to support small stores. I hate the fact that Walmart has regulatory capture. It sucks. But I'm even going to use Walmart's a company everyone hates. So maybe we'll pick a company that people like. Apple. People seem to like Apple. A lot of people use their products. Now, what if the next coordinated attack by Wall Street bets is to destroy Apple as a company, making sure that every single Apple employee is fired, and making sure there's no more iPhones? I'm not an iPhone user. I don't really care. I don't care if Apple goes down. But I view it differently. I view it from an overall point where you clearly have a coordinated attack to destroy a company. It's irrelevant whether that company is, whether your opinion of that company is the company is good or bad. Okay. There are companies that I hate. I hope the company they destroy is Monsanto. I think Monsanto is one of the most evil companies in the world, right? But at the same time, if there is a coordinated attack on social media to destroy a company through the financial markets, the Financial Market Oversight Committee, because it is a regulated market, they have a duty to try and stabilize the market. So if when there is a massive dumping of stock, they often freeze that stock from being traded. I just don't see why the opposite can't be true. When GameStop stock has clearly turned into a Ponzi scheme, like a shitcoin, the proper thing to do as a regulator is to stop trading on the stock. It's what they would do if the situation was reversed and the stock was crashing. So that's why I don't have a problem with putting a halt on trading of the stock once it became clear that people were just piling on just to pile on. Like at some point, there was a line that was crossed between, teaching a hedge fund a lesson and just screwing with the system. And once that line was crossed, and it's not a hard line, it's a fluid line, I don't have a problem with the regulated financial markets putting the freeze on it because they're companies. Now, if this was a currency, if this is something like the futures market, where there is no insider trading concept, no, I don't believe that anyone can even stop a currency market from being traded. That can go up forever. But GameStop stock has clearly has entered Ponzi land. That's all it is. It is, at this point, it's a Ponzi. And I actually had a conversation with a finance professor in Miami, and it was interesting. And he said something very interesting. He's like, chances are not a single C-level manager of GameStop is selling the stock at these high prices because the SEC might come after them later saying that, well, this is not the right valuation of the company, so you should know better and you can't sell. If I was a C-level manager of GameStop, I'd sell my shares. Unless the SEC personally calls me and tells me I'm not allowed to sell those shares, I'm selling those shares. Because I know my company ain't worth $300 a share. I know my company is worth $5 a share. The hedge fund wasn't wrong to short the stock. The company was probably crap, which is why the hedge fund was shorting it to begin with. So if I was an owner of that company, I'd sell the shit out of my shares if I'm allowed to by the SEC. Jim. Hey, Jim. How are you, buddy? Tone, as always, thanks for the work. Thank you. You're an asset to the entire space. Thank you, Jim. Much appreciate the super chat donation. Tone, Grayscale may start a Monero trust now. I mean, they can start a OneCoin trust. Eventually, they're all going to get removed because these shit coins will prove themselves to be shit coins. Look, I agree. Short selling is not supposed to go beyond 50% of float. I mean, that's supposed to be the legal limit of shorting a stock, 50% of float. I have no idea how they managed to have 130% of float. They keep leveraging their short positions because I guess they ended up in a dumb trade. I don't know what they did. I have no idea. Short selling is not supposed to exceed 50% of float. Now, how often does short selling exceed 50% of float? As far as I know, this is the only company out of 5,000 that had such a huge percentage of short. So it's not like they're doing it to every single company. I will be out of $1,000 silver. That's insane. That's also Ponzi land. That silver becomes a Ponzi scheme at that point. It's a Ponzi. It will crash 98% if it goes to 1,000. It's basically, it becomes a Ponzi at that point. Oh yeah, if GameStop wants to be legitimately $300 a share, all those CEOs, they should sell all their stock and buy Bitcoin. Oh yeah, no. They would totally justify the $300 a share. If they convert their shares into Bitcoin, GameStop, then they would be legitimately worth that much. It's a $5 stock, guys. It's a $5 stock. The hedge fund wasn't wrong. They were just dumb by putting themselves in this position to get taken out by a bunch of guys with a username Dodohead. And I have no idea why Steve Cohen and other hedge funds are bailing them out. That's also dumb. I wouldn't be bailing them out. Monero is a shit coin. Yeah, you're right. It's not really a Ponzi. It's just acting like a Ponzi. Funding rate. Good point. We'll funding rate and a call today. Yeah, look, everyone can submit an application to be a Bitcoin trust, but being a Bitcoin trust doesn't mean you're going to be a GBTC competitor. The beauty of GBTC and its premium, which we'll check tomorrow when I do a video, is that your trust converts to tradable shares. And when BlockFi gets permission to do a trust, it doesn't mean they'll have permission to have tradable shares. So people are still going to invest in GBTC's trust because they can exit through Grayscale's trust, because they could exit through GBTC and take advantage of the premium. Yeah, Embly isn't. I haven't been promoting Embly because they're not really taking people on right now. They got into. They have to finish some regulatory stuff, and they'll be back. So those looking for Embly, they're not really taking signups right now, but maybe in a month or two they'll be back. They'll even be back in the U.S. Hopefully, they'll start taking U.S. Citizens as well, along with global citizens. So Embly is, following rules and regulations, and at the moment, they're still waiting for some, for some approvals. Could a silver squeeze bring down the banks? I don't think so. I don't think the banks care. Guys, this is where I always disagree with Max Kaiser. The banks couldn't care less what the price of silver is. They couldn't care less what the price of silver is. The banks are not in the gold and silver game. The banks left the gold and silver game long ago. They were just middleman for people's stupidity thinking silver is going to be $1,000. No, I'm done protesting. I'm now protesting with my feet. I'm no longer protesting. I'm done. No. Look, if no one is gonna really stand up for the election fraud, and if everyone wants socialism, and you want to be forced to wear a triple mask or you go to jail, forced mandatory vaccines, you got your wish. You got your president. You got your president for mandatory vaccines, more spying. You got him. You got him. Enjoy him. I won't be here to enjoy him. You can enjoy him. Mexico is in my top 5 of options right now. Hopefully the wall comes down, so it'll be easier to sneak into Mexico. Funding rate. Thank you. Yeah, that wasn't a good-looking candle, like I said an hour ago. That was not a good-looking candle. Here's the hourly funding rate. Has been bearish. That's good on a short-term scale. Here's the 4-hour funding rate. Also favoring the bulls, but the daily is the key. The daily is the key metric for me. The daily funding rate is back to favoring the bulls, but very slightly, not enough. So it's very neutral, and it's ever so slightly right now favoring the bulls. What about Switzerland? I don't know what to think about Switzerland right now. They have no autonomy. The U.S. tells Switzerland to jump, and Switzerland says how high. So I don't really care for Switzerland. Costa Rica, I don't like the way they handled COVID. Like someone actually got shot for being on a beach. So I'm not a country I want to support. I saw people protesting in Austria today about, lockdowns. Austria goes to the list. I can't go to Portugal. Portugal's locked down. I wish I can go to Portugal. I was supposed to be in Portugal last year. Look, my conspiracy theory. My conspiracy theory is this COVID virus is not that dangerous, and it's not that deadly. And it's, did you see what Tony Robbins had to say about it? Like Tony Robbins basically said, like, they're blocking. There's a study that says no more people died in 2020 than 2019 or 2018 or 2017. It's just recategorized deaths. A lot less heart disease, a lot less cancer, a lot less. There's no flu deaths. Those are gone. That's 0 now. And all those deaths are just COVID deaths. Like there's no extra deaths in 2020, according to I think it was Johns Hopkins. So the same dumb university or the same dumb hospital that started this bullshit is now telling us there weren't any extra deaths. I should look it up. I have to find that report. And Tony Robbins was talking about it. And I think this whole COVID garbage was basically to get rid of Trump. If Trump was not president, we would have never heard of COVID. It would not exist. There would be no virus. It would be just another bad flu season. The whole COVID insanity was to eliminate Trump as president. And this isn't like a domestic thing. I mean, China didn't want him as president, and Biden is beholden to China. Nobody wanted him as president. Not China, not Australia, nobody. The only people that wanted Trump as president were American citizens and former Soviet citizens, Cubans, Venezuelans. So anyone that has lived under communist rule wanted Trump, and many Americans. Well, 75 million, and probably way more since they took away his votes. And everyone else, every foreign government did not want Trump because he's bad for their business. He's bad for their globalization plan. And we would have never heard of COVID if Hillary was president. Never would have happened. So I don't know what's worse. To be honest, maybe it would have been better if Hillary was president and this COVID shit wouldn't be here, because then I'd still be traveling the world. This is what happens when a country elects a president that is not a lifelong politician, probably with a lot of dirt on him from the old, what's his name? What's that guy that killed himself in prison? Epstein. If you're not a politician that was being blackmailed by Epstein and you become president, this is what the world gets. The world gets COVID to eliminate a politician that thinks for himself. Now, whether you agree with Trump or not is irrelevant. The point is, Trump was a free thinker. Trump made his own decisions. Trump did not follow the globalist agenda. So he had to go. And he was going to go by any means necessary. I mean, they would drop an asteroid and like on the White House if they could. Like Trump had to go by any means necessary. Oh, whatever. He's probably dead. Like I know obviously he didn't kill himself, but you know what I mean. Trump is the complete opposite of a socialist. Trump is a straight up capitalist. Again, you may not like him as a human. You may not even like him as a pig. You may not like him, but he made a lot of his own decisions. And I will take a politician that cares about his country, making his own decisions, than someone that listens to, China. Trump was the most anti-war. I agree. Actually, my last night in Miami, we were partying, of course, at a club, bar club. And I was talking to one of the guys who was in Afghanistan. And he came back during Trump's presidency. And I asked him about this. I'm like, well, are you guys happy with Trump? He got all of you guys out of Afghanistan. And he's like, yeah. All right, Alan, thank you so much for your super chat. Tone, so happy you had fun in Miami. I did. A little too much. Did you share your private key with any of the Latin girls? No, I keep my private keys away from myself. Like, I don't even know my own private keys there. If I get kidnapped, I'm not gonna have a very fun time because I'm not gonna have the private key on me. Will Grayscale ever increase the amount of BTC holding in GBTC? No, it'll never happen. Because I mean, if they could, if the price of Bitcoin goes under 10,000, or like even under 1,000, but that's not going to happen. No, why would they? There's no reason for that. There is demand for GBTC. They would never increase the shares in a GBTC share. That's not. It only goes in one direction. Tone, don't forget, Trump wanted more QE and negative interest rates. Well, that's because his opposition, and I'm going to say his opposition, I'm not going to say Democrats, because Trump's opposition was both Democrats and Republicans. They destroyed the world with COVID. Look, the government has one solution to a financial crisis: print money and lower rates. Trump had the lowest unemployment, had the biggest economy going. Like, accusing Trump of wanting more QE and negative interest rates when every single politician in America wanted to destroy him by shutting down every business. What do you want Trump to do? You want him to raise rates and take away money? What do you want him to do when every governor and every senator, except the guy in Florida, wants to destroy the American economy along with the global economy? He has one solution: you print money and lower rates. I would have done that. Like, what else is there for him to do? This is insane. Blaming Trump for COVID is insane. COVID would never exist if Trump wasn't president. Would have never heard of it. China wanted to get rid of Trump even more than the American politicians. Tone, what do you think about the fact that Tesla makes a lot of money by selling emission credits to other companies? I don't know. So good for Tesla. If Tesla has a way of making money as a company, then Tesla has the right to their investors to make money as a company. Again, capitalism. Tone, have you read Willie's forecast? Do you disagree with this $29,000 bottom? I mean, I do read Willie's forecasts. I usually read them several days late because I'm usually busy. And I don't disagree. I mean, we've bounced off of 29 a few times, but every time we bounce off of 29, 29 is weaker. So if we go back to 29, I don't think we're going to bounce again. I think we're going to drop through it. But so far, he's been right. We've been bouncing off 29. Yeah, Trump has been the most hated president in my lifetime. I also think Trump has been the best president in my lifetime, and it's not even close. Not even close. But the swamp ate him. He couldn't drain it, and the swamp ate him. Weekly S&P. I mean, I glanced at it for a second. I didn't see anything interesting. I mean, here's the weekly S&P. It looks bullish as hell. I don't see what the problem is. We're in this massive channel. which I'm about to totally screw up. Yeah, we're in a massive channel, broke below the channel with COVID, and we're holding the middle line now. I mean, we need to get to the top of this channel. We probably will. Inflation or hyperinflation can do it. Whoa. I kind of like this. I think that's good. I think that's a good middle line. Yeah, that's a good middle line. We broke the middle line, but that's okay. I think we got to break out. I think we're going to go hit the top of that channel. But a lot of it might have to do with the devaluation of the dollar, not necessarily a roaring economy. Well, Biden can't be in the news too much because he's going to, trip over himself, forget where he lives. Well, it's not that Dems are against the people. A lot of them have this global agenda, and they want to lower the world population because they... anyway, I'm not going to get into that stuff. I was the guy that kept saying the US dollar will not go into hyperinflation. And as of the last election, I am changing my mind. I believe it can now. It couldn't before, it can now. Because smart people will no longer trust the United States system. It is no longer the most transparent, most honest system of a large country with the potential to be a superpower. Let's not talk about Switzerland. Let's look at China, the US, Russia, India, like who else? Maybe Australia. Well, Australia can be not enough population. And so those are your four countries. Those are your four giant countries: India, China, Russia, and the US. Maybe Brazil. Maybe Brazil will be the future world reserve currency. I like what Brazil's doing. Do you collect or have any interest in art? Not really. Only if I really like something because it's Bitcoin related. No, I'm not a big investor in collectibles. I like Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree. Raising the minimum wage hurts workers. All right, I gotta go, guys. That's it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 100,000 subs. Later, guys.